Detail. Halt. Left. Haste. Present. Arms.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Arms. Right. Face. Forward. Arch.
Good morning, and welcome to our official opening of the new Laurel Ridge Mission Resiliency Hospital. It is so great to be with all of you today. I'm Dr. Jacob Cuellar, the CEO for Laurel Ridge Treatment Center. I'd like to now introduce for our invocation U.S. Air Force Chaplain, Captain Jeffrey Smith.
Good morning. Before I offer up a prayer of dedication for this facility, I would like to first offer a few words of encouragement, a short message of hope. The individuals who walk through these doors often are the same ones that walk through my office as a chaplain, asking for a way to get help, a way for hope. Let me tell you a quick story about hope and how you can find hope. Several years ago on a mission trip, I was with a group of 50 students from my college at South Padre Island. Second to last day we were there, we finally had the opportunity to go watch the sunrise. We walk out about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, pitch black outside still. While we sat there, the dark blues of the night slowly turned into purples as the sunrise was about to start, and then turn into gray. Cloudy skies, completely overcast. We sat on the beach for over an hour, just talking, having fun, playing games, trying to wait out the fog to see if we could watch the sunrise. As the clock approached 7 and then 7:30, our hope of seeing the sunrise had all but dwindled. One member of our group looked at his watch and yelled out, 7:45. Sunrise should have happened, and I'm hungry. He got up and left for breakfast. Many members of our group gave up. They left the beach and headed out for something to eat. One individual actually said the words, "Many people cannot see the sun because of the clouds." Myself and a few others, about 8 total, stayed behind. We were not quite ready to give up, for it was a sight we've never actually seen, and wanted to see the sunrise over the beach. One of my friends who I became close with over the years started to chuckle to himself and repeated the phrase, "Many people cannot see the sun because of the clouds?" He said it more as a question. "Do you realize," he asked, "the sun still rises in spite of the clouds. Truer words could not have been spoken. We may not always see the end goal or know what it may ultimately be, but there is always hope, a plan to get us through the hard times. It was then we looked above the horizon, and much like a morning like today, instead of seeing the sun rise straight out from us over the water, it was coming up in between the clouds as if to rise above the mountains. When our life feels like it's in a valley, that sun still rises over the mountains. For those who have come here for treatment, know that it is to give you hope that Mission Resiliency is going to operate here. The passion of Laurel Ridge and their dedication to that hope is what led to this facility being raised. So I give you this word of encouragement. When others say they can't see the sun because of the clouds, remember the sun still rises despite the clouds. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear God, we come before you today with praise and thanksgiving. This day is yours, and you have blessed us with the means to now reach out to more in our community. We praise you for what you have done for us, the power you have and have shown for us in preparation of your mighty work. We thank you for the love and encouragement this facility will be able to bring to those who walk in seeking help. Lord, bless this facility. Bless the staff that work here and the individuals that will be seen here. Use this to your will and desire, as the mission here will impact hundreds of families and individuals, not just in the community, but within the military. Just as was mentioned, the sun always rises, even if it is behind the clouds. We ask that your hand of comfort and protection also be on those who come here, as well as your guidance be over the staff. We love and admire you for what you have done, are doing, and will do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you to the color guard from Bexar County Sheriff's Office for the presentation of the colors. Angie Chavez for your graceful thanking of our national anthem, and Captain Jeffrey Smith for your invocation and proclamation of hope and reminding us of that sunshine. I want to also thank all of our virtual guests, all of our staff and alumni who are here attending today. You know, there is one advantage in this format change. We could have never fit so many of you in one location. So we are glad to have all of you here with us this morning. And a very special thank you to our healthcare system, Universal Health Services, UHS, for your leadership, for your vision, and in a challenging economy, you chose to continue to invest in the future of our community's health. So thank you, Mr. Alan Miller, our founder and chairman for Universal Health Services, Mr. Mark Miller, president of UHS, Mr. Matt Peterson, president of our Behavioral Health Division, Mr. Bob Denny, senior vice president, Mr. Carr Evans, senior vice president, and all other UHS leadership. I'd further like to recognize all of our distinguished guests and elected officials who I know are watching today. I can't tell you how thankful we are for your support. Our city's leader, Mayor Ron Nirenberg, Judge Nelson Wolf, Senator Jose Menendez, Representative Phil Cortez, Representative Steve Allison, Councilman John Courage, Judge Oscar Kazin, Chief William McManus, Sheriff Javier Salazar, Brigadier General Carolyn Miller, our new commander at Joint Base San Antonio, and all of the men and women in uniform and military leadership joining us today. You've all played a very important role in getting us to this point, and we thank you. You're all each big reasons why our community is what it is today. In fact, many of you were part of the very first groundbreaking ceremony for Laurel Ridge Treatment Center, when the first seeds of hope were planted The year was 1987, and Laurel Ridge Treatment Center was established with great hope for the community of San Antonio and all of South Texas. A hope that children, adolescents, and adults would have a beautiful therapeutic environment for treatment and recovery in order to heal from trauma, anxiety, addictions, and other behavioral and mental health issues. Laurel Ridge grew and began to make an impact on our community in a major way. So much so that in 2007, we began to see a need to go beyond our original mission and to expand our services to include active duty service members and their families. These men and women and their families have given so much to our country in service. We were duty bound to help them regain resiliency and to find hope for tomorrow. So in 2008, the Mission Resiliency Program was launched to serve our military, and our services expanded well beyond San Antonio. Laurel Ridge does have a strong local, national, and even international presence and is recognized by our parent company, UHS, and the behavioral health industry as a leader in service excellence. At this time, I'd like to recognize Alan B. Miller, the president of UHS. 40 years ago, Mr. Miller had a vision to build a company dedicated to delivering superior care to patients. Today, that vision is live and well. And today's celebration is one more demonstration of that vision. As a veteran of the U.S. Army 77th Sustainment Brigade, I know our facility holds a special place in Mr. Miller's heart because we care for our nation's veteran and active duty military, a commitment we've had for decades. So Alan, it's such a joy for us to have you here because you hold hope with the same high esteem that we do here at Laurel Ridge. Some of our favorite traditions here are steeped in hope. Our Fiesta Float Parade, the community NAMI Walk, our campus-wide trick-or-treat, our family-style Thanksgiving, the Laurel Ridge Angel Tree, and our annual Hope Rises event that brings attention to suicide awareness and prevention. These are all hope-filled moments when we come together and get to enjoy all the effort we put into this special place. You know, as I say this now, what we do at Laurel Ridge sounds more like family than business, doesn't it? And that is what we are, family. Like San Antonio, a family rich in tradition, culture, and excellence. A family who dreams together and hopes together. This is the key to why we're always growing. In fact, I believe that the seeds of hope that were planted here over 30 years ago at the original groundbreaking are still blooming today. Hope has been at the forefront of every decision, every treatment program, every recovery and resiliency story at Laurel Ridge. So I want everyone to take a look around at our beautiful campus. This is the dream that hope built. Take it all in, because we've come a long ways. Laurel Ridge now boasts 330 specialty beds, 17 inpatient specialty programs, 9 tailored outpatient programs across 29 beautiful therapeutic and holistic acres to provide a full, true continuum of specialized behavioral health care treatment for all ages. Although Laurel Ridge maintains the largest behavioral health facility and system in the state of Texas, we're not distinguished by our size, rather to our commitment to our mission of saving lives, healing families, and creating hope, which has always been the leading theme for Laurel Ridge. And that's why today this event celebrates the fact that hope is alive, and we are just getting started. It is now my honor to welcome one of our nation's heroes. Today, one of our nation's finest, Gunny Sergeant Ryan Krochmolny. Ryan has served our nation as a U.S. Marine for over 19 years, including 6 combat tours of duty. During his years in service, Ryan was awarded 2 Navy Commendation Medals, 3 Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medals, and 2 Combat Action Ribbons. During his 2011 Afghanistan deployment, Ryan was awarded the Bronze Star with Valor for his actions during a 10-hour firefight, which he was able to fight off insurgents, launch an M203 grenade, and carry his wounded fellow Marine 500 yards through heavy gunfire, shielding him by covering him with his own body when the gunfire became too heavy to move. During this firefight, Ryan was also shot and wounded, yet he carried on. Ryan continued to serve and lead other Marines following his deployments. However, this continued courage and sacrifice came at a heavy cost to Ryan, resulting in what we call invisible wounds from wartime. These hidden wounds include moral injury, survivor's guilt, and PTSD. As Ryan fought to remain active in his role as a Marine, he struggled to overcome the psychological burden he carried. His continued struggles led to a recommendation for inpatient treatment, which is how Ryan came to us at Mission Resiliency at Laurel Ridge. Through his healing journey, Ryan's now engaging in a new fight to reach out and serve and support other wounded warriors who are suffering in silence. He's very open and passionate regarding his healing journey and has reached out to many others to share his experiences in healing and to provide hope. Ryan often returns to Mission Resiliency to speak to current patients, sharing his testimonial of struggles and successes, and above all, to be a role model for hope and resiliency. I'd like to now ask to the podium Gunny Sergeant Ryan Krochmolny, a real American hero.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First thing I want to do is I want to thank the wonderful staff of Laurel Ridge Treatment Center for inviting me, giving me the opportunity to come here to do this. It's an absolute pleasure and honor. And it's Miss Angie kind of threw that out to me out of nowhere, and it almost brought me to tears. So I'm very, very much gracious and honored and privileged to be here today. I also want to thank and welcome the staff, family, and friends. I consider Laurel Ridge my family as well as my friends. They ultimately changed my life, wholeheartedly gave me the new love and passion, and taught me compassion once again that I so lost over my struggles. My initial time here at Laurel Ridge started and began on August 20th, 2018. Before that, when I served in the sniper billets, my platoon was taken away from me, and my colonel told me that I just can't carry on for my 7th tour, which broke my heart. I actually sat in his office and I cried. A 36-year-old man crying in front of a 48-year-old man who has so much love and passion, but always put others first before him, did not really open my eyes at that point. I was very angry, very depressed, and I fell into a even deeper depression and suffered from even more substance abuse problems with alcohol. I figured that my life was over. After all those years and all those tours, the only thing I knew was the Marine Corps, brotherhood, battlefield resiliency, not personal resiliency with what I learned here at Mission Resiliency. So upon my beginnings of August 20th, 2018, I was very much against the grain. I will be honest with you, I did not want to be here. I was just, so to speak, checking the box. I wanted to serve my time here at Mission Resiliency, feed the therapists and the mental health workers what they wanted to hear, so I could go back and serve more tours. I quickly realized after about a week that wasn't the case. I had more issues than what I thought I did. The first time I actually opened up with my fellow service members and first responders in M300 was actually during an STS event playing water polo in the pool. I didn't really want to do it at the time, but I figured I'd give it a chance. And for the first time in a week, I smiled. And it felt strange and austere because I hadn't smiled for years. But that kind of broke my barrier down, and I became more open to the therapeutic sessions with not only the therapists and the mental health workers and providers, but with my fellow service members and first responders that actually could compile the real-world relevance that trauma is trauma, and everyone experiences something different in a traumatic event, as opposed to everyone experiencing the same thing. And I became more open to that. We started speaking more, sharing more. The war room helped me a lot. And that is a very much sacred room that only alumni can speak of. I spent 8 weeks at Laurel Ridge with an outstanding therapist and mental health providers and workers. I actually, by the time it was time for me to leave, I didn't want to leave. I wanted to continue to stay because I was so comfortable where I was and who I'd started to become and transition to. But one gentleman in there, one of my favorite mental health workers, told me that, Ryan, this wasn't the hard part. The hard part is when you grab your bag and you leave the gate. And he was 100% accurate and correct. As soon as I left the gate, I became very uncomfortable, but almost like I'd been released from segregation, but I had all these tools that I knew what to do with, but I didn't know how to apply it. So I went back home, continued my therapy at Wounded Warrior Battalion, and from there was something very changing in life for me, is that I realized after a couple months, you know what? They told me don't be afraid to come back, but I'm starting to feel myself slip. And I went to my therapist and I said, you know what, ma'am, I need to go back to Laurel Ridge. And not because I was comfortable there, but because I need some brushing up and refinement on what I learned the first 8 weeks I was there. And she agreed. And when I showed up to Laurel Ridge, I was actually, for the first time, as opposed to the very first time I showed up, I was excited to come through the gate, keep my guard down, walk into M300, and the first thing they did was, with open arms, said, you know what, I'm glad you came back because we care about you. We want to refine your presence in the community and reinstill that mind, body, and spirit that Laurel Ridge is so outstanding with teaching us, showing us, and providing us. I spent an additional 7 weeks in treatment, processing some more events. And from there, I also went to the partial hospitalization program for approximately 5 weeks. And that's something that I regret not doing the first time because PHP really continued to refine me, reinstill socialization skills, and make me realize that not just service members and first responders, but civilians have issues as well, and they need help. And I felt comfortable there with giving my assistance with 2 tours of Laurel Ridge inpatient, and then actually providing assistance to not only civilians, but other first responders and service members that are attending PHP, and they were going against the grain just like I did. And I used my own faults to provide positivity and mindfulness to them so they understand there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to provide the work and put it in. Since I left PHP, I've successfully retired from the United States Marine Corps honorably. I am collecting my pension. I have my service dog. And what I tell the Laurel Ridge staff, which I call them at least once a month in M300 just to see how they're doing, I tell them as soon as I move down to San Antonio, or even before that, I am more than happy to spend my own time, my own money, to come down here just for a few days, just to make a difference in other people's lives. Because I feel like that's what I've been put here, And that's the path that God wants me to take now. It's time for me to continue my treatment. It'll never stop. And also what's never going to stop is myself assisting other service members, first responders, and civilians with their darkness that they incur. Because that's the right thing to do. That's the good humanism thing to do. And I wholeheartedly believe that, and I'm more than happy with doing it. If I could come down here once a week, I would. Unfortunately, that's not feasible yet. But I give you my word, staff, as soon as I move down here, I promise you I will give at least one day a week of my time to come down here and speak to service members, first responders, and other units within the facility. And that's my absolute promise to you. Thank you very much. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm extremely happy and excited that all of the patients here have a new facility to embrace because they have an outstanding staff, and now they have an outstanding facility. God bless, and thank you very much.
Wow. I think Ryan just defined for me a hard act to follow. Thank you for your service and sharing your resiliency experience. You truly are a real Captain America. Now for some more exciting stuff. When we first broke ground on this campus expansion last April in 19, we had no idea that the world was about to change. Some companies would have halted construction, scaled back during a pandemic, but not Laurel Ridge and UHS. We doubled down in our vision to continue pursuing hope in the midst of this global and economic upheaval, major civic disruption. At this time, we choose hope. Hope to see the world through a more inclusive lens, to bring together different journeys into a shared direction, to stomp out the stigma around mental illness and express a total reverence for life. Well, let me tell you a little about this building and what it's going to allow us to do. The 61,300 square foot facility is built across an additional 11 acres, offering a new and expanded behavioral health treatment center. The hospital provides an additional 80 treatment beds via 4 distinct treatment programs. Privacy was a key feature that was considered with the expansive size of the spaces. The hospital is designed to provide the most patient and family-friendly treatment experience with embedded technologies and family centers to keep families connected. Treatment area finishes and furniture have been carefully selected to provide a safe and secure environment for patients, but while maximizing a non-institutional, holistic, and spa-like quality. Ample natural light has been provided throughout, including all activity spaces and patient corridors. State-of-the-art food service and food prep facilities have been included in order to provide patients with the highest quality meal service. Taking cues from Laurel Ridge's emphasis on art therapy, as part of our treatment program, the facility includes multiple secured locations for display of patient art, both on and off unit. In addition, a dedicated space has been provided for a pottery kiln as part of the art therapy program. Activity therapy areas in general has been expanded beyond what's typically seen in a behavioral health hospital. Exercise facilities have been included for patients within the exterior activity yards, embedded within patient units, and within the gymnasium facilities, promoting mission readiness for our service members, in addition to a yoga studio, art therapy studio, and meditation rooms. The facility offers 6 outdoor courtyards with walking trails, a fitness circuit, basketball courts, and volleyball court. An adjacent new outpatient center was built to allow us to provide ongoing treatment in order to consolidate some of the gains made while inpatient, like Ryan mentioned, in partial. Lastly, advances in clinical care have been designed into the treatment suites to offer advanced therapeutics to all of our patients. And even more than that, this allows us to expand services on our main campus to serve a larger population with our newly named Center of Excellence for Children and Adolescents. With our recently added Children's Evaluation Center, expansive playgrounds, and remodeled full continuum of inpatient, residential, and outpatient services for today's youth. Behavioral health issues, addiction, and relapse triggers stemming from this pandemic, which has had isolation, trauma, major school disruptions, burnout, financial uncertainty, have all intensified the behavioral health needs amid this COVID-19 crisis. So as we turn to this next chapter, I think it comes at a critical time when perhaps patients, families, and our community needs us the most. People are hurting. Today, many things aren't fair and not right. Most folks may feel isolated and alone. They may not see a light at the end of the tunnel. I know this may seem bleak, but fortunately, things that are torn can be repaired, as we heard, and can be made stronger. We can be the ones that see something and do something. We can make things right, and things will change. The fact that we're having to have this event virtually means that things have changed. The fact that we're having to have this conversation over Wi-Fi means that things are different. And I think I speak for everyone here when I say, I'm sorry that many of the things and events of the year that you typically enjoy, you didn't get a chance to participate in, like our beloved San Antonio Fiesta, or the things that you and your family oftentimes do and couldn't go off and do, or the fact that your year was full with words and combinations of phrases that you never would have expected, like social distancing and wearing a mask. It's unfair and it's unfortunate. And honestly, I know that all of us are changing, and sorry, that's a reality. But here's the thing that I also do know. COVID will become a small and fading part of our story. I'm here to remind you of one very important thing. Hope is alive and well. We will not be known as what happened to us in 2020, but what we did to go out and help others. Hope is alive. And we are here and will continue to be here to tell hope stories so that others can find the same healing and breakthroughs we see happen every day, like what Ryan shared with us. At Laurel Ridge, in San Antonio, and across America, we really do our best when sticking together because we are better together. And from the deepest place in my heart, I want to thank you, the staff, the visionaries that have made this hope-filled dream come true. I heard some of your mental health workers you mentioned, like Randy, Wanda, and so many more, right? They make the difference, right? There's no way today happens without your yes every time you walk through those doors. This is a team, the stuff of legends, and you are saving lives. You are healing families. You are creating hope. I'm so grateful for you. So let's make this official. Let's look to the future together, and let's go cut this ribbon. Please come up. Please join me. Bad boys are lofty. All right. All right. All right, well, let's cut this ribbon on 3. 1, 2, 3. It's now official. The new Mission Resiliency Hospital is open for business. We thank you for attending today and invite you to stick around to see our virtual tour of the campus. And to listen, please stick around to hear some of our video shout outs from our key community partners. Thank you.
Hi, it's your friend Trey Ware from KTSA Radio, and I just wanted to pop in here real quick and say a word to you guys over at Laurel Ridge. You know, for years now, I have been associated with Laurel Ridge, both on a personal basis and a professional basis as your spokesman on KTSA. It's been a relationship that I am so honored to represent you guys to Texas, the nation, and around the world through my radio broadcasts and online as well. You know, you guys are making an impact, you always have for more than 35 years, people's lives right here in San Antonio in our own community, but people all over the world are better people because they have been with you at Laurel Ridge, and you have impacted their lives with a message of hope and healing. And I just want to say, on the eve of the opening up of the new facility, this is another way that you have fulfilled a vision of your great leadership. All of you have a place in this. And you have fulfilled the vision of your leadership to help now our military members find hope and healing at all times right here at Laurel Ridge Treatment Center. So I just wanted to take a minute out from my ride this morning and say thank you for all that you do, all that you have done for the community and the world through Laurel Ridge, and all you're gonna do for military members right here in this brand new facility. God bless you, and keep the light shining here at this shining city on a hill in San Antonio, Laurel Ridge Treatment Center.
Congratulations on the expansion of Laurel Ridge and the great work you all are doing to treat substance abuse. Dr. Quare, you and your team have done a magnificent job in helping in your community, but also in helping our servicemen and women. They need that support, and you're there with your team ready to give it to them. So congratulations on this great day.
Greetings, my name is Gilbert Gonzalez, and I am the director of Bexar County's Behavioral Health Department. And on behalf of County Judge Nelson Wolf and Commissioners Court, I would like to extend our sincere congratulations to Laurel Ridge on the expansion of this new facility. As a veteran myself, I'm incredibly happy to be a part of this celebration. We all know that 20% of our veterans in the Iraq and Afghanistan conflict suffer from depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. We also know that we are fighting the unimaginable. We are calling upon our first responders to help us through this coronavirus. It's only fitting that we add treatment capacity to be able to serve those who serve us. We know that treatment is the key, and the key today is providing an opening to locked doors of no treatment. So I'd like to thank Laurel Ridge for their 3 decades of service to this community and to the behavioral health community at large. Thank you for providing us the key to hope.
Good morning. I am Sergeant Martinez with the SAPD's Mental Health Unit. On behalf of our team, we'd like to congratulate the Mission Resiliency Laurel Ridge Treatment Facility Center.
Laurel Ridge, we are excited for the opening of the Mission Resiliency Program. And on behalf of our team, we thank you for your service, dedication, and continued commitment to the first responders and veterans of San Antonio.
Thank you, Laurel Ridge, on behalf of first responders and veterans. We appreciate you for serving our community.
Hello, I'm Chief William McManus with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD would like to congratulate Laurel Ridge on their new expansion to the facility. This expansion is a testament to the support you strive to offer a population of individuals that commit their lives to service to those that call upon them. It can sometimes be difficult for people in crisis to come forward. This expansion honors military and first responders, allowing them to get help in their time of need. The work Laurel Ridge does is invaluable to our community, and we will continue to work together to make positive changes to those that need us most. Thank you, and stay safe.
Congratulations on your new unit, and thanks for your constant support of first responders.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Javier Salazar. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Laurel Ridge on their expansion of 80 new treatment facility beds. Laurel Ridge has been an incredible partner to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office for about 14 years now, from allowing us to use their facilities for training our deputies to peer support exercises, and most importantly, being involved in MedCom for law enforcement. Your partnership is one that is so valuable and important to us. We thank you. By creating these 80 new beds, it will create more space for individuals who do not belong in jail, but instead will allow them to receive the necessary treatment they deserve. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Jails are for people who are dangerous to society. Jails are not for people society is mad at for a minor infraction, nor are they for those in need of mental health treatment. Oftentimes we see people are jailed who suffer from a mental illness, and rather than get the necessary treatment they need, they're jailed for a nonviolent offense. This expansion alone proves the need for additional treatment beds, and we couldn't be more proud of Laurel Ridge for getting this done. We're proud to have Laurel Ridge as a valued partner. Congratulations on the expansion of your facility, and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office looks forward to many more years of our continued partnership.
Hi, my name is Dr. Burke, and I work for the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. After working in law enforcement psychology for over 10 years, having Laurel Ridge open up their own first responders mental health unit is so important, especially for local agencies here in the San Antonio area. We've never had anything like this before, and something that's been definitely needed. Our area law enforcement officers, as well as our detention deputies, as well as our EMS and firefighters, and even dispatchers and 911 operators, need a place to go where they can feel safe, where they feel as though they're getting quality care, especially on an emergency basis. And Laurel Ridge is making the first step to do that and provide this type of service here in San Antonio. I am very excited to be a part of this. I'm very excited to be able to have this type of resource at our disposal at any time, especially in a time like this with everything that's been going on in the media and everything that's been going on with COVID. There is never a more important time than right now to be able to have this type of facility open up a very first responders only mental health unit. Thank you, Laurel Ridge, for being able to do this for our local law enforcement agencies.
Hi, My name is Keith Washington, and I am the Social Work Supervisor at the Soldier Recovery Unit here at Fort Hood, the great place, Killeen, Texas. On behalf of my staff, as well as the entire Fort Hood installation, I want to send a big shout out and congratulations to the Mission Resiliency Program of the Laurel Ridge Treatment Facility for the opening up of their new 90-bed facility that's going to provide even more care to our active duty and our retirees in the behavioral health arena. We here at Fort Hood have utilized Laurel Ridge a lot of times to assist with the care of our mental health, behavioral health needs here in the Fort Hood area. We know by opening this 90-bed facility, we will get even more stellar services provided to our active duty and veterans population that will help intensify the coverage of behavioral health needs of our soldiers and veterans. Again, congratulations.
Hello, everyone. Terry Mabrito here from NAMI San Antonio. We are so happy to share our congratulations with our partner and supporter, Laurel Ridge Treatment Center, as they expand services. This new capacity to serve our military community, first responders, and additional patients serves a critical need in our community's mental health system of care. So, props to Laurel Ridge Treatment Center from NAMI San Antonio.
Hello, I'm City Councilman John Courage, and I want to go ahead and congratulate the Laurel Ridge Treatment Center on its recent expansion. Laurel Ridge has been serving this community for over 30 years with professionals who are dedicated to the well-being of young people and older people in our community, providing for mental health, drug abuse, and other treatment. Right now, the new center they've added is going to help service the needs of military members and others who are suffering from PTSD. You know, Laurel Ridge has been a great partner for this community. What they are doing is really going to benefit all of us to a great extent. And I'm really proud of all the work that they have done. And I wish them a great success in this new addition. Thank you, Laurel Ridge.
Hi, my name is Ilan Matias Elias, and I am a former U.S. Army Special Forces operator, or better known as a Green Beret. I am also a suicide survivor. My experience in Laurel Ridge can be best described as transformational. When I arrived at Laurel Ridge, I felt broken, hopeless, dead inside. I was in an absolute traumatized state, and the worst thing is that I did not even know it. However, the Laurel Ridge and the Mission 300 team gave me the tools to help me begin to heal and also find my true self. Because of the treatment provided, I was able to connect with my spouse and kids and save my marriage and ultimately my family. Moreover, it helped me find something that I am truly passionate for, that also helps me through my healing journey. This passion is art. More specific, clay work and helping others. Now I share the healing experience of art through my company, Healing Clay and Art. This mission represents a renewed sense of purpose, and I can honestly say it would not have been possible if it wasn't for the Laurel Ridge team. So congratulations on the new facility. It's well deserved, and I know you guys will continue to do great for us. Thank you.
My name is Elna Yadim, and I'm a clinical faculty member at the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Pennsylvania. In 2008, I received a phone call from Deborah Ward, who was at that time Director of Business Development at Laurel Ridge, asking about the possibility of training the staff in specialized treatment for PTSD. She shared the idea of creating a dedicated unit for U.S. Army forces, service members returning from conflict areas around the world. 3 years later, invited to provide a refresher course to the staff, I was both astonished and pleased to see a brand new unit just as had been envisioned. Today, 12 years later, I am delighted to join in the celebration of the grand opening of the new state-of-the-art facility and to offer my warmest congratulations to the entire dedicated team with whom I have had the honor and privilege of working. I know that together you will continue the mission of providing help and hope to the people who have sacrificed so much of themselves and of their families so that they can return to their lives healthier, more productive, and with greater peace of mind and personal resiliency. Congratulations and all the best.